Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 6, I think it is. Gosh, it's been a hot second since I've actually done any recording here. And that is primarily, well, there are two reasons why, mainly. First of all, I was getting settled back into being at school, going through the new schedule, and then I got sick. But hey, the upload schedule wasn't interrupted as I'd actually planned far ahead. Anyhow, things have been happening around the center of the village here, and Tyler has done literally nothing since the last episode. So, there's that. So yeah, first of all, there's an iron farm here built by JRD Cole, and he's starting on his sheep farm here. As you can see, there's a couple. There's a couple sheep here. Yeah. And there's also been a little bit of excavation going on the roads over here, so that's interesting. Today we have a little bit of a project going on. We are going to be building the mob farm because I currently have 21 firework rockets and that's it, so I would like some more. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to continue collecting materials for the stone factory. Should be a little bit easier with the fireworks, and I've collected all the materials that are going to need to build the farm itself, not the storage system. That's going to be an extra expense that I have to do afterwards. But I'll need to make another shulker box to shove a bunch of this stuff into. But besides that, yeah, let's go to the location where I'm going to be building it. And here we are in the desert that we went to in the last episode, because deserts are the best biome for mob farms to be in, fun fact, because you get the least zombie types. So, yeah, it's the same design that I've been building since Season 2, although, mind you, the collection platforms are not the design I ended up with in Season 2, because the server's significantly better and able to handle them. But yeah, so let's get into a time-lapse now of me just building this. Alright, hopefully that time-lapse was successful because I've been having issues recently. But yeah, the thing is built. As I was saying, same design as Season 2, same different sized landing pads. This one is one short in that direction and that direction for some reason. I literally have no idea how I did that and didn't notice until after I built it the first time. But I did. But yeah, this thing is pretty simple. Up here we have 3 sets of hopper clocks, which launches each flying machine. They can be turned on and off with this lever. And actually, yeah, we should probably go over how this farm works here. In case this is the first time. I haven't built this in like 2 years, so should probably go over how this thing works. So we have 3 chambers inside of the farm here. Each one of them has a flying machine, which will be triggered every so often to push all the mobs that currently reside on that platform off and make them land on the pad of hoppers down below here. That's how it works. I will, well, the next thing I have to do is go build an AFK platform all the way up in the sky so that we can not load all the ground and be far enough away from up here where the mobs will actually be able to spawn in there. But while I was just building this, we got a fair amount of drops from it. Yeah, I also didn't include a flying machine. Didn't include a storage system in the design. Actually, one good thing about the design is you see how we have only 3 rotten flesh there and only 6 here compared to all those other drops. That's why we built it here, because husks spawn a bit less frequently in the desert, because that's the zombie variant that spawns here, and everything else spawns more frequently, and they don't drop much rotten flesh, so we get more of everything else proportionally. Anyhow, let's build that AFK platform now, shall we? The AFK box has been installed here. In fact, I've actually used it to AFK at the farm briefly here. I was actually for a couple hours while I did some other things. And yeah, I actually did acquire a fair amount of resources here from both sides. So yeah, now I actually need to create a proper storage system to actually be able to store this stuff instead of just being in a couple random chests that I apparently left open. The storage system has been finished here. I have also AFK'd for a while at the farm, and yeah, we have a lot of drops already. So this thing is a wild success. Also, we only have that much rotten flesh. That is why we built in a desert, people. Yeah, and then we got all this other stuff. So yeah, now we're gonna go continue on the process of getting materials for the stone factory. Now, so far we've gotten a good chunk of the high quantity resources done. We've gotten through the chests here, and in fact, we could take a look and see that, yeah, we do have a fair amount of stuff there. Now, however, I'm noticing that a lot of these devices here are going to start to require a bunch of cobblestone. So, instead of having to go mine all the cobblestone, I think I'm going to make a simple cobblestone generator farm to get that. But that's also going to require a bunch of redstone that I don't necessarily have currently. So before that, we're going to go and do a quick 1 hour mining session. Hopefully there will actually be a time lapse this time. Please, mod, don't make this difficult. Alright, one mining session later, and this is what my treasures are looking like. As you can see, we did get a pretty healthy stash of redstone. I can't wait to see how quickly this goes down once we actually start crafting stuff. But yeah, so now I'm going to need to go actually build a cobblestone generator. So yeah, gonna get doing that. So I'm building up a simple cobblestone generation machine here, and I was building out to like TNT to try to like test where the explosion was and make sure it doesn't destroy anything, and I somehow lit the TNT on fire. No idea how that's even possible. Alright, the final cobblestone generator in all of its glory. Yeah, as you can see, it's not particularly complicated, and it is made out of dirt. But yeah, it is working here. As you can see, it's generating cobblestone, it's getting blown up, getting collected by the most sophisticated blast chamber ever. Oh, and that happens occasionally, but you know, that's fine. It doesn't destroy anything. And yeah, we're getting a bit of cobblestone. So yeah, now I just gotta wait here for a while, let this thing run, and I should have enough cobblestone, hopefully, to be able to do stuff with. I've been working on slowly clearing out these items here, and as you can see, I've actually gotten quite far now. We've got almost 3 full double chests of stuff, which is pretty good. I mean, we really do not need this many chests. I'll probably end up getting rid of a lot of them. But we just got to an item that's going to be a little bit challenging to acquire. Yeah, I mean, honey is not the easiest thing to acquire. Because we have like a couple beehives around here. So like there's this hive here. I think there's one, yeah, there's this one here. And yeah, there's also one here. But the main problem with these is that there are no bees in here. See? No bees. And that's mostly because we've actually been in the area, and for some reason my Mojang is really bad at writing the AIs for bees, so they end up just wandering off into the middle of nowhere, and from my experience it's usually the middle of the ocean, like out of render distance. And so yeah, they just never return to the hives, and we can't use these to farm honey, which we will need to do. Honey is also a very slow thing to farm, so especially when we need basically a stack of honey blocks, and I believe one honey block's like, I think it's 4 bottles, so that means we need a bottle stack to 16. So that's like 16 stacks of honey bottles just for what we need. So yeah, I gotta get some campfires, get some silk touch axes, and get setting up a honey farm for that one. So that one's gonna take a little while. Anyhow, yeah, we can though continue with comparing. Also, before I forget, wrong chest. This is how much redstone I now have left after making a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that mining session earlier, we got a bunch of redstone. I've used most of it. I've even in fact gotten more from caves and villagers. But yeah, this requires a lot of redstone. I have finished collecting all the resources apart from the honey blocks, and it also only needed 4 double chests to store all the resources in. So yeah, I got rid of the other chests since they weren't necessary. And yeah, now I'm just waiting on this honey farm I built up back here to actually provide me with enough honey to get the blocks. So yeah, after much, and I mean much waiting, I've finally acquired enough honey blocks, which means that we now have all the resources to build the guts of the stone factory. And by the way, I have exactly 1 stack of redstone dust left. Mind you, this is after I kept going and getting a little bits more redstone from villagers. So yeah, this project is quite complex, but yeah. Anyhow, that being said, that is all I had planned for this episode. So that is going to be it for this episode. I'm going to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which is linked in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 6. Bye.